about the peasants and the working condition of Russia. And the workers, we have seen that they were working long hours in factories, but they were not even paid means adequate wages. And their accommodation, okay, they were struggling hard to adjust to the industrial field. Okay, nurse. And but the other the woman, okay, women were also working as laborers or industrial workers, but they were paid half. Okay, they were paid half than men. So that was the condition of the industrial workers. Okay, and what about the peasants? What about the peasants? Children, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So what was the condition of the peasants there in Russia? Workers, we have seen that. That means the workers, those who were working in factories, they were working long hours, they were not paid enough. What about the peasants? Is their condition was better? Hmm? Rose, what was the condition of the peasants in countryside?
Peasants were divided.
Oh.
They were no, they didn't respect. No, they didn't have respect for nobility.
Hmm.
Nobles got their power and position through
Why they do not have respect for the nobility?
because they got power and position due to
By
the
serving,
service.
sir. Okay. Then the peasants, they were, means most of the land was owned by whom? Did the peasants own the land? Hmm?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay. The peasants did not own the land. They were cultivated. This all land was owned by the church. Okay. The crown, that means the king family and the nobles. Okay. So here we have seen that Brittany in France, there the people supported the nobles. Okay. Because the nobles were quite favorable for the laborers or for the peasants. Okay. But here not the same case. They do not have respect. Okay, the peasants, they do not have respect for the nobility because they serve Tsar. Okay, they were very loyal to Tsar. So so Tsar given them this land. Okay, then another important or peculiar thing about the Russian farmers was that they pooled the land together. Okay, they pooled the land together and they divided the profit or its share among the individuals of that group or commune. Okay, that was the another interesting fact about the Russian peasants. So we have seen, children, we have seen the condition of workers as well as the peasants there in Russia. Okay, what was the majority occupation before?
Farming.
Agriculture. Okay, agriculture was the main occupation. After then, industries were developed. It was confined only. During that time, it was only confined to St. Petersburg and Moscow. Okay, so this all was the situation. So as a large number of population with vast area, okay, Russia, it had enough areas, large areas. It was an empire with enough means large number of people residing there. It has, okay, the ground has set for a revolution. Socialist ideas were spread among these people. And you know, children, the peculiar character about the peasants I have told you, because they have pooled the land together and they were dividing it among the that commune, means in that group they were cultivate together. As a group, they will cultivate and they will divide it among that group. Okay, so what was the idea of socialism? Actually, what do you meant by the idea of socialism? So
Yes, ma'am.
what was the idea of socialism? Socialism, what do you mean by socialism? Grow together. Okay, that means they will do the production, everything they will manage together and they will share it among themselves, right? Okay, so the same idea there the peasants were doing. They pooled the land together and they divide it among that commune. Okay, so there was a belief among the people that these peasants were the natural socialist. Okay, so socialism, that was spread over Russia. Within a short span of time, socialist ideas were spread over Russia, as it include many workers, peasants. Okay, large majority of the population were the peasants and the workers. Okay, so socialist ideas spread over there, and it was believed that who was the main force of the revolution? The peasants. Okay, because they were regarded as natural socialist. Why?
Because they started pooling their
Yes, they
government.
pool the land together and they were sharing it among these workers. Okay, so that they felt like so. And yes, we have discussed this point. Peasants had no respect for nobility. Russians peasants were only the peasant community which pooled their land and their commune divided. Okay, so as land was divided among the peasants periodically, which make them natural socialist. Okay, socialist idea was grow together, build together, and share it together. So these peasants were regarded as natural socialist, and it was felt that not workers, okay, peasants, not the workers, because there was division among peasants and as well as the workers. Okay, so here, because of this policy of the peasants were regarded as natural socialist, and they would be the main source of the revolution. Okay, but Lenin, see children, I will tell you, but two parties were formed during this time. One is, please note it down, children, Socialist Revolutionary Party, which was founded in the year 19,000, which was in villages, okay, which formed in villages, countryside. And this political party struggled for the peasants' right. That means to improve the condition of the peasants, and they demanded that land belongings to the nobles be transferred to the peasants. Okay, so children, all political parties, all trade unions were banned in Russia till 1914. Okay, so that was the condition of Russia before. All political parties were illegal in Russia before 1940, and the Russian Socialist Democratic Party, which worked for the benefit of the workers, not for peasants. It was formed in the year 1898. Vladimir Lenin was the leader of this political association. Please note it down, children. Two main parties, two main associations were formed during this time for the benefit of the workers and the peasants. And this one, it is mainly focused the industrial workers. Which political party? The Russian Socialist Democratic Party. Okay, which year it was founded? 1898. Who was the leader? Lenin. Vladimir Lenin was the leader of this political association. But we can see that all political parties were illegal. So what did happen? They cannot work as official. Okay, officially they cannot work. It has to work underground because it was illegal. Forming trade union, forming associations, it was illegal. It was banned by Tsar, as we have seen in French Revolution and Nazism. Okay, so
Yes, ma'am.
this political party, this organization was struggle to give the peasants the right over that belonging to the noble. So this organization was founded for the workers. Okay, who was the leader?
Lenin.
Lenin. Okay, Vladimir Lenin was the leader of the Social Democratic Party. Okay, the Russian Socialist Democratic Party. And here we have seen that the peasants were termed as natural socialist, but Lenin, he did not agree with this suggestion. Okay, because Lenin believed that the peasants were not united. Okay, that means there were rich people, rich peasants were there, poor peasants were there. Some were owned the land, some were not. Some were industrial owner, some were not. Okay, so there was no unity among the peasants. Okay, so Lenin believed that the peasants were not, okay, they were not united, or they were not regarded as one social group. So he stood along with the workers. He thought that the workers only can, okay, can bring the socialist ideas, and they can only bring forward the socialism among the people. Okay, so children, just listen to me. During this time, till 1914, all political parties were illegal in Russia. Tsar did not allow any political parties to function over there in Russia. And during this time, in the year 1898, the Russian Socialist Democratic Party, okay, Democratic Labor Party was formed by Vladimir Lenin. Okay, that's mainly worked for the peasants and the workers. Okay, and during this time, the peasants were regarded as natural socialists. Okay, because they pooled the land, they divide it among that commune. So they were regarded as the natural socialists. So the peasants were the main source for the revolution. It was the idea prevalent during that time. But Lenin did not agree with this suggestion, because he thought that, or according to him, the peasants were not united. Okay, they were not regarded as one unit or one social unit, because they were division among themselves. Some were very rich, some were very poor. Some owned land, some were not. Okay, so there was a division, or there was no equality among them. So Lenin believed that only the revolution could happen along with the workers. Okay, industrial workers. That was his belief. So please note it down. Another party which was formed in villages in the countryside, that was Socialist Revolutionary Party, and it was in the year 1900, okay, 19,000, and it struggled for the peasants' right. Okay, so children, note it down the difference. This political party, that is the Russian Socialist Democratic Party, it was formed in towns and cities. Okay, and Vladimir Lenin was the main person behind this, and it was formed in the year 1898. Another party, Socialist Revolutionary Party, it was formed in the year 19,000. Where it was formed? It was formed in villages. It worked for the peasants' right. Okay, it worked for the peasant rights, and they demanded that most of the land, okay, the nobility owned most of the land, it would be given back to the peasants. Okay, that was the demand of the Socialist Revolutionary Party. Okay, but you know, children, during this time, the Social Democratic Workers Party, which was formed by Lenin, okay, it was divided, very important, children, into Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. Please note it down, children. The term Bolshevik means majority, okay, and Mensheviks, minority. And you know, children, this party was divided, and the Bolshevik party was led by Vladimir Lenin, and the Menshevik party, it was led by Julius Marto. Okay, so the Social Democratic Workers Party, which was formed in the year 1898, it was divided into two. It was split into two. Okay, because of their ideological differences. Okay, so this party was divided as Bolsheviks and Mensheviks. Okay, Bolsheviks and Menshevik. What is the term Bolsheviks mean? Majority. Okay, what does the term means? Majority. Then Mensheviks,
Minority.
minority. Okay, so this party was divided, and the Bolsheviks was under Vladimir Lenin. Okay, then Mensheviks was led by Julius Marto. Okay, so children, both of this party, means both Bolsheviks and Mensheviks, they cannot work as officially, because all political parties, all trade unions, everything was banned by Tsar. Okay, and Lenin, he believed that only men with a discipline and some principle or educated men, okay, can be a member of his party. Okay, but the other one, Mensheviks, their membership is open to each and everyone and among the society. Everyone can become a member of the Mensheviks. Okay, but Bolsheviks, Lenin believed that only men with some values or principle or those who are educated or disciplined, okay, only those person can be a member of Bolsheviks. Okay, so this was the Social Democratic Workers Party. So children, we were discussing that socialist ideas were spread among the Russian people. Okay, because the Russian workers, their condition was not so safe. Peasants, they do not have land. Okay, they were doing production, but most of the land was owned by the nobles, and they were paying rent. They were paying rent to the nobles, and sometimes they refused to pay the rent, and often conflicts were happened. Even they murdered the landlords. Okay, so that was a common in Russia for long time. Okay, strikes were common even in the industrial areas, and also peasants also, they refused to pay the rent. This time the new political parties were formed, okay, to help the workers or the peasants for their rights. And the Lenin, he worked for the benefit of the workers. And the other party, which, okay, this the Socialist Revolutionary Party, which worked for the peasants. Okay, children, both this party, that means Socialist Democratic and Social Revolutionary Party, okay, both this party, they do not agree with their, means with their concept. Okay, their ideology was different, but they united. Whenever a problems was happened in the society, they unite together. See children, the next we will have the 1905 revolution, very important. Listen to me. Russia was an autocracy. We know that it was ruled by an emperor or a king, and he is exercising unlimited power. The Tsar was not subjected to the parliament. See children, there was no parliament in Russia. He can do whatever he wish. His actions or his provisions were not limited by any bodies in Russia. Okay, means he was free. He can take independent decision. Nobody will control, okay, his actions or his provisions. Okay, so liberals, we have discussed about liberals, radicals, they all wanted to end the state of affairs, and they all demanded a constitution during the revolution of 1905. See children, the 1905 revolution, it is very important because the first time the Russian people reacted against Tsar. Okay, first time they had shown their protest against Tsar. Here they all wanted, okay, this liberals, radicals, and other people, okay, this Socialist Revolutionary Party, Social Democratic Party, all these people, they all united and they all demanded a constitution for Russia. And during this time, a bad harvest was happened. Okay, a bad harvest was hit the economy. Then the prices of the essential goods rose so quickly, but the wages declined by 20%. The prices of bread and everything, okay, their essential goods price become very high, but the wages, what about the wages? It was declined. It was reduced by 20%. So we can understand the condition of this situation. So during this time, with this simple incident, that means 4 members of the Putilov Iron Works, okay, in a iron factory, iron and steel factory, 4 members were dismissed. From the simple incident, it rose to a, okay, it become a revolution, it become a rebellion. Okay, so that is known as the 1905 revolution. Okay, children, Russia, it was controlled, okay, was controlled by Tsar. His powers were unlimited. He was not regulated by any bodies of the government. He was free and independent, okay, to take decisions. And but during this time, liberals, radicals, social democratic and social revolutionary party, all these members, okay, they all united and they wanted a constituent assembly, and a bad harvest hit the economy. Harvest was very bad and the prices of the goods were rose. Okay, but the wages were declined. Already the workers, their situation was not suitable or not happy, or they were not happy with their situations. And many of the workers lost their job because of this economical crisis. So the four members from an iron industry were dismissed without any reason. This action was called for a strike. Okay, so this action, when four workers were dismissed from a factory, this action was called for a strike. That was the beginning of this revolution of 1905. Okay, then listen. See, children, more than 110,000 workers in St. Petersburg went on strike, demanding a reduction in the working hours and increase in wages. They all demanded a reduction because they were working long hours. Okay, so they demanded a reduction in working hours and also increase. They wanted to increase their wages because their wages was reduced because of this bad harvest. And this procession was led by Father Gepon. Please note it down, children. It is very important. Okay, so more than I have told you, a large section of the people, except conservatives, a majority of Russian population was suggested or they demanded a constitution, and the workers were dismissed. Okay, the four workers from a factory were dismissed. That marked the beginning of the 1905 revolution, and over 110,000 workers, okay, they all went for a strike against the government, against the Tsar, and this procession was led by Father Gapon. And Father Gapon and these workers, okay, they when they moved to meet Tsar in Winter Palace. Winter Palace is the place where the king lived. Okay, so these people moved to Winter Palace to discuss discuss their demands. Okay, with the Tsar. That time, this procession was attacked by the police and the Cossacks. Cossacks is the military unit of Russia. So these workers, that 110,000 workers, the leader, Father Gapon, they were attacked by the military and the police, and over 100 workers were killed and 300 people were injured, and it was happened on one Sunday. So this was known as Bloody Sunday. This incident was marked as Bloody Sunday in Russian history. Okay, so that over 100 workers were being killed by police and the military unit of Russia. More than 300 people were injured, and that mark, okay, so this incident was happened on one Sunday. Okay, so this was known as Bloody Sunday in Russian history. Very important, children. Always questions were asked from this section. And strikes. Okay, after this incident, that means 100 workers were being killed, innocent workers. Okay, and many people were injured. So after this incident, strikes were took place as a reaction against this incident. Students, lawyers, doctors, means the section of the means the large section of this Russian population or the society, they all went for a strike against the king. And the people, they all demanded a constituent assembly. The Tsar at last Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament. Please note it down, children. It was called as Duma. Even now the Russian parliament, it is known as Duma. Okay, what is the name of the German parliament? Forget it. German parliament. What is the name of German parliament?
Reichstag.
Reichstag. Okay, so the Russian parliament, it is Duma. Okay, so here children, the strikes, Bloody Sunday means that over 110,000 workers, they went for a strike against to the king. Okay, they all demanded, what was their demand? They wanted the reduction of working hours and to increase their wages. Okay, increase their salary. And it was led by, who led this movement? Father
Father
Gabon.
Gabon.
Okay, yes. And but when they reached to Winter Palace, they were attacked by the king's army and the police, and more 100 over 100 workers were killed, and many more than 3,000 people were injured. So that was marked as Bloody Sunday. Okay, and after this incident happened, after this Bloody Sunday, the strike become a common. Okay, strikes were means they have taken to react against to the Russian government, and students, lawyers, businessmen, teachers, okay, people in every profession, they went to strike against the government. As a result, Tsar allowed the creation of an elected consultative parliament that was known as Duma. Okay, Duma. Even now, the Russian parliament, it is known as Duma. And but even though Duma was consulated, that means Duma was elected, he suspended. Tsar, he did not agree with any member of the parliament. He does not want anybody to control his power. So what did happen, you know, children? The Tsar dismissed the first Duma within 75 days. Okay, within 75 days, he suspended the means first Duma and the election of a second Duma. He announced the election of the second Duma, and second Duma also he was suspended within a short time, and he changed the voting laws and packed the third Duma with the conservative. Why he packed the third Duma with conservative? Can you tell me, children?
Do not use his power.
Conservative means what was the idea? Means why this conservatives? Why he packed this parliament? Okay, third parliament with conservatives. Anyone?
No, no.
Any
To
other?
limit the power.
Hmm?
To limit the power.
What was the idea of conservatives?
Because
Because conservatives were happy with the ruling.
Yes, they don't
Right.
want conservative were the people. They doesn't want to change the existing system. Do you remember that we have discussed the three
Ma'am.
viewpoints of radicals, liberals, and the conservatives? And this conservative, you know, children, they were mainly the people of aristocrats. Okay, this conservative belongs to the aristocrats, nobles. Okay, all these people were termed as conservative. They do not want a change really. Okay, and after then they believed that change is inevitable, but it should be in a slow process. They should have to respect the past. That means that these nobles, aristocrats family, everyone should be respected. So naturally the conservative were in support of. Okay, so the first Juma and second Juma, the king, okay, the king suspended it within short time because he could not agree with the principles or the suggestions that was given by the Juma people, okay, the parliament, and he changed the voting laws. And the third Duma he packed or filled with the conservative, because the conservatives, they were very loyal to Sir, they will agree with Sir. Okay, so the liberals and the radicals were kept out. That means liberals and the radicals, they want an elected government, they want universal, okay, universal adult franchise. So these section of the people were drawn out. Okay, and he packed the Juma with the conservatives. Okay, so this is about the 1905 revolution. Very important, children. For the first time, the Russian people reacted against Tsar. And during this time, a bad harvest happened. It hit the economy. Prices were high, but the wages were declined. Okay, wages were declined. So many members lost their work and 4 members were dismissed from a factory. This action called for a strike. And during this time, one unfortunate incident was happened that was termed as Bloody Sunday. Over 300 people were workers, okay, were injured. More than 100 people were killed, and it was happened on one Sunday. So that incident was marked as Bloody Sunday. Who led this movement? Father
Father Gapon.
Gapon. Okay, Father Gapon was the man who led this procession and strikes. After this incident, strikes took place. Okay, the people in Russia, they reacted against this incident and they all demanded a constituent assembly. At last, Tsar was ready to provide, means ready with the suggestion, and the first Duma, he suspended within 75 days. The next Duma also, second Duma also, he was not happy. There was problem with the parliament. Then he changed the voting laws and packed the third Duma with his supportive, that means conservatives. Okay, so the liberals and the radicals were kept out from power. They do not have a hold in the parliament. So this incident in Russia means first time the parliament, okay, came after the 1905 revolution. First time a parliament came there in Russia. Okay, but sir, he was not ready to agree the decisions or the decisions of the parliament. Okay, then we have, okay, see children, we have discussed about the First World War in detail, and we have seen the condition of Germany and all the other countries after the First World War. So now we will discuss how First World War affect Russia. Okay, how it affected Russia. And you know children, in Russia, Tsar, he was in the beginning of the war, he is discussing every terms detailed, okay, with the parliament or with the Duma. So at first, the people gave a support, okay, a large support was given to the Tsar initially. Okay, that means in the beginning, Tsar was enjoying many support from all people, for the First World War. But later, what it happened, you know, children, he was not, okay, he was not discussing the things with the parliament or with the Duma. So the support become thin. Okay, moreover, anti-German sentiments ran high. That means that St. Petersburg St. Petersburg, actually this name was a German name. Okay, this St. Petersburg is the name. It has a German name. So this was changed as Petrograd. So the change of St. Petersburg, okay, the name of the city. We have seen that one industrial town that was St. Petersburg. It was changed. The name of the city was changed as Petrograd. And Zarina, that means Tsar's wife. Nicholas II, his wife was Alexandria. She was from Germany. Okay, she was from Germany. All these, okay, because of all these incidents or things, there was means the people were suspicious about Tsar Nicholas II. And also this all advice was given by a monk, okay, was called Rasputin. Okay, Rasputin was a monk who is advising the king. So all his bad advices make the Tsar very unpopular among the people. Okay, so, and we have seen that Germany was defeated in the First World War. That all we have discussed. And Russia, who were the countries which fought the First World War? Axis
Allied
and
powers and Axis powers.
Axis powers and Allied powers. See, children, Germany, Austria, Italy, Ottoman Turkey, then
Japan.
Britain, France, and Russia. Which means which triple entity? That means Axis or Allied powers has won. Do you remember that?
Axis powers.
Yes, that means Britain, France, and Russia has won. But even though Russia won in the battle, it had many casualties. Casualties means it was affected the soldiers. Okay, there means we have seen that after the First World War, economic depression was mainly all countries was affected by the economic depression. So children, this point we will discuss next period. Okay, about First World War and the Russian Empire, we will discuss on the next class. It's the time to wind up the class. Children, these all points are clear to you. The 1905 revolution. In this one, you people, you have to note it down. Socialist Revolutionary Party and Social Democratic Workers Party. It was divided as Bolshevik and Mensheviks. One was under Lenin, one was under Julius Martyr. Okay.
Yes,
Then
ma'am.
the 1905 revolution with a simple common incident. That means 4 workers were dismissed from a factory. That from that incident, it grows to a rebellion and the Duma or the parliament was formed. Okay, after Bloody Sunday, the unfortunate incident in Russian history. Okay, so children, next period we will discuss about the First World War and Russia. After that, we'll continue after this. Okay, children. Thank you. Bye. See you.